Kierkegaard's The Sickness Unto Death. The greatest danger, that of losing oneself, can occur very quietly in the world, as if it were nothing at all. Søren Kierkegaard. You might not know it, but you could be quietly disappearing. Not physically, you still show up. You laugh at the right jokes. You answer messages. You wear the mask of someone who has it together. But something deeper, the real you, has slipped underground. And you can feel it. That haunting sense that something is off. That you're not fully alive, that right there is despair. Not the loud kind, not screaming or breaking down in a parking lot, but the quiet kind. The type you carry while smiling at your coworkers. The type that whispers at night, "Is this all there is?" And you might think it's just you, or just a bad week, or maybe you're broken in some special way. But you're not. This sickness, this disconnection from the self, is a universal human condition. It's what Kierkegaard called the sickness unto death. Let's talk about it. Part 1. The self you forgot. You were born into a world that told you who to be. Be good. Be smart. Be successful. Be normal. Be liked. So you became a collection of roles. Student, friend, son, daughter, partner, consumer, achiever. But somewhere in the shuffle, the question got buried. Who are you really? Kierkegaard believed the self is a paradox. You're both infinite and finite, your spirit and body, possibility and limitation. You can dream up entire worlds, and yet you still have bills to pay. And the self? It isn't just something you have. It's something you must become. The problem is, most of us forget that. We outsource identity. We become mirrors reflecting back what the world wants. We stop being someone and start performing someone. And when that performance doesn't align with the truth inside you, your soul starts to ache. That ache is despair. Part 2. The types of despair. Yes, you're in one. There are a few ways you might be experiencing it. The first is the unconscious despair. You don't even know you're lost. You distract yourself enough to avoid asking real questions. You scroll, you work, you party, you sleep, you repeat. Everything feels kind of fine, but also kind of hollow. Then there's the despair of not wanting to be yourself. You look in the mirror and hate what you see. You wish you were someone else. You feel stuck in a story you didn't write. You carry shame for who you are or who you're not. And finally, there's the defiant despair, the most dangerous one. You know there's something greater, a deeper self, maybe even God. But you say, "I don't need it. I've got this." You white-knuckle your way through life, trying to build your identity from scratch, trying to be your own foundation. But sooner or later, the cracks show, because you can't hold up a soul with just your ego. Part 3. The false cures. We try to cure despair with noise. We chase careers, likes, lovers, status. We think if we build the perfect life, the ache will go away. But all we're doing is decorating the prison. Kierkegaard would call this despair in disguise. You build an identity on things that fade, then feel shocked when it collapses. You said, "If I get this job, I'll finally feel whole." You got the job. But you didn't feel whole. You just felt new pressure to be someone else. So you set the next goal, the next if only. And the cycle continues. But here's the truth. No external achievement can substitute for internal alignment. And no one, no matter how curated their feed looks, is exempt from this struggle. Part 4. So what is the cure? The opposite of despair, Kierkegard says, is not success, not happiness, not even virtue. It's faith, not in a religious institution, not in a list of beliefs, but in something greater than your fragile ego. Faith is allowing yourself to become who you were meant to be, not who you think you should be. It's dropping the act. It's accepting that you didn't create yourself. And maybe, just maybe, you were created on purpose. This is terrifying for the modern self because it means surrendering control. It means admitting you are not self-made. But it's also the most freeing thing you'll ever do. Because when you stop trying to prove your worth, you can start actually living. Part 5. What does this look like now? It looks like listening to that quiet voice you've been silencing, the one that says, "This isn't me." It looks like questioning the roles you've been playing and asking if they reflect your soul. It looks like sitting in the discomfort of not knowing who you are long enough for the real answer to emerge. It looks like turning down the noise, logging off for a weekend, taking a walk without headphones, journaling instead of doom scrolling. It looks like courage. The courage to be still, the courage to feel, the courage to seek. And it looks like aligning your life, your work, your habits, your relationships with what you truly value, not what sells, not what trends, what matters. Part 6. The leap you need to take. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. But you do need to decide, will you keep pretending? Or will you risk becoming yourself? Because that's what this comes down to. The self is not a passive thing. It's a relationship between you and you. A relationship between you and the power that made you. And relationships require choice, intention, presence. This isn't about escaping despair forever. It's about waking up to it, walking through it, learning from it, letting it point you back to something real, something holy. And if you're willing to go there, you'll find a self you never knew you had. One that doesn't need the world's approval. One that doesn't crumble when things fall apart. One that knows its name. Final words. You're not broken, you're becoming. But you won't become anything by accident. This world wants your attention, your time, your soul. It will sell you versions of yourself that seem shiny but feel empty. Your job is to remember who you are, or rather, to discover it. No one else can walk that path for you. So take the leap, turn inward, and ask the question the world is afraid of. Who am I really? Not to impress, not to perform, but to live. Fully, truthfully, eternally. The sickness can be healed, but only if you dare to feel it and follow it home.